and you just have to understand the language and its complexity. I can't even speak. Find out about the allergy. To be honest, yeah, those people, they just want your money. They just want to pocket your money, and it is not worth it. Just do it one time. Hello beautiful people, I hope you're all doing great. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, thank you so much for stopping by here, and please do go ahead by clicking on the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can get notified as to when I upload new videos. And to all my returning subscribers, thank you all so much for your continued support. I appreciate each and every one of you. So as you can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be giving you guys more information or more things that I've noticed living here in Germany as a Nigerian or a British Nigerian. And I did actually do a video sometime last year. I will leave the link somewhere up on the screen as well as in the description box down below so you guys can go check it out. But I did realize, of course, living here as a foreigner, I literally noticed up to 10 things every single day that I've lived here. Hence why I've got a very long list of things to mention to you guys, of course, so you're well aware of what to expect if you decide to visit Germany. Well, but then again though, this is like down to my own experience, so your experience might be different. So if you're interested, please stay tuned. Just before I start with this video, I just would like to mention one thing. Alright, contrary to what people would usually say about the German language being aggressive or not so good to listen to, I would actually like to beg to differ. Even though I was in that category of saying that, yeah, the German language is very aggressive. When the Germans are speaking to each other, it sounds like they're arguing, when in actual fact they're having a normal conversation. On this basis, German actually sounds good to listen to, especially when you're living in the society, learning the culture, learning the language. And when I listen to people speak German, I'm always wondering how the language or the sentence is constructed rather than the tones, because at the end of the day, yeah, to me, yeah, generally speaking, I would say that it sounds good to listen to, and I would almost compare it to listening to French. All you people that will tell me, oh no, you can't compare German to French, that French sounds a lot better than German, then I mean, it's your own opinion. I just feel like when you're learning a language and you're passionate about the language, it sounds good to your ears anyway, and you're not listening to the tone, you're listening to the construction, how sentences are built in order for people to communicate in a way. So yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this now after 2 years of being here in Germany, but I can say hands on my heart that the German language sounds good to listen to. And when I listen to people speaking German, it does actually sound good to my ears as well. And I'm not only listening to the tone, I'm listening to how the sentences are being built. Yeah, I can't believe I'm saying it, but yeah, I am. It's an interesting language, and even though it's difficult to learn, it takes people years to learn a language, and I'm in that process right now. I can just say hands on my heart that German is a beautiful language, as well as French. I think they're possibly on the same level. I wouldn't say one is better than the other one, but I can definitely say that German is a lot more difficult language than French. So that being said, let's get to the video. I'm going to be reading stuff of my notebook, so I do apologize if I keep looking away from the camera. It's just that I've got a lot of stuff that I've noticed here in Germany, and I don't want to have to forget anything, okay? So the number one thing that I've noticed in Germany that I found out actually is that 1/3 of Germany, the national territory, are covered with forests, and this is around 11.4 million acres. So do not be surprised if you develop some type of allergy upon your arrival in Germany, because this was my situation when I got to Germany, and I realized that I was allergic to about 5 different trees. So every summer I'm always just super exhausted. I do not want to have to go outside and inhale the pollen and sneeze continuously all day. So if you're considering coming to Germany, then you should find out if you're going to be allergic to certain trees, so that you are immune. You get yourself basically prepared for what summer is to bring if you're going to be visiting Germany. So number 2, I never actually thought I will be saying this, but Germans do have a great sense of humor from my own perspective. Of course, I've been living here for 2 years, and you didn't say that a billion times, but I do believe that the Germans do have a great sense of humor. You just need to understand the language and its complexities, and it's just really amazing. And I think I'm finding it super funny because this past couple of months I've been learning German idioms, and it's just like out of this world. There's some things that I read or people say to me and I'm thinking, really? The language is very, very like playful. They do have great sense of humor. I can bet you on that. You just need to understand the language, okay? Or the third thing I've noticed in Germany relating to the language, of course, is that there's a difference in pronunciation when saying church and cherry. To be honest, I still can't pronounce these words properly. One is Kirche and the other one is Kirche. They both sound alike to me, so please correct me. So if you're considering moving to Germany and you intend looking for an apartment, just be aware that most apartments do not have kitchens installed. You will have to install your kitchen yourself, and that's how it is. I've spoken to some of my German friends and they're just like, yeah, the Germans prefer it that way, that the apartments are not installed with kitchens. You've got to install your kitchen yourself. So number 6, just another tip for those who intend coming to Germany to live here. If you're invited for an apartment viewing, do not be surprised if you see 30 to 40 people for just one apartment. Of course, there's a lot of competition when it comes to that, and the landlords and tenants, there's always this strife. Is that even a word? And it's really, really competitive looking for houses here, especially in Berlin, Frankfurt, Hamburg or Düsseldorf. But do not be surprised if you see 30 people in an apartment viewing. This gives the landlord a high chance to see who he really wants in his apartment, okay? Right. Number 7, I still can't tell the difference between the letter A and the letter H in German. Letter A in German is A and the H is Ha. I sometimes confuse both letters because they sound very, very alike, okay? Number 8, when opening a bank account in Germany, do not be surprised if you're charged for opening an account in Germany. And if you'd like online banking, do not be surprised if you pay for that. If you lose your PIN or your passcode for your online banking or for your card, do not be surprised if you would have to pay for that as well. Every service you receive in a bank comes at a price, so you make sure that you do not lose any of your passwords or lose your card, because if you lose any of this, then you've got to pay a fee for it. And on a monthly basis, of course, you are charged maybe 5 or 10 euros, depending on what your account is like, for you to have an account with them. So it's almost like you're renting an account with the bank. So don't be shocked if you've got to pay for opening an account. Don't be shocked if you've got to pay for online banking, for a PIN to be sent out to you, for you to have a card, and just general services that you would usually get for free in the United Kingdom. You get to pay for everything here in Germany, okay? Because I've been there, I've been through it, and I won't be surprised if at some point you've got to actually pay for breathing. Yeah, €5 if you want to breathe. So number 9, there's a drink in Germany that is called Mezzo. It's a mix of Coca-Cola and Fanta. It's not yet been introduced in the United Kingdom yet, but it was first introduced in Germany, I think in the 1970s, if I'm not mistaken. I will put the right information somewhere on the screen if I'm wrong, but it's just really bizarre because I've never seen anything like that in the UK. And of course it's also been introduced in other European countries, and it will be introduced in some Asian countries sometime later on in the future. The weather is always an interesting topic for the Germans. So if you're looking at breaking the ice within a group, just talk about the weather and it would open up the world of conversation. There's going to be always something to say about the weather. And I should also mention, number 11, that when it's hot in Germany, it's really, really hot, like it's burning hot. We're looking at 38 degrees or 37 degrees. And when it's really cold, it is really cold. There isn't an in-between basically. We're looking at -10, -15, -17, 18 sometimes, if I'm not mistaken. So you better get yourself prepared if you intend coming to Germany, because the weather doesn't joke with anyone. Like some people say, there's never bad weather, it's just wrong clothing. So you just always got to be prepared that you're wearing the correct clothing fitted for the weather. So ever since I started working in this new company, I noticed that the favorite words of my German colleagues are bescheuert and scheiße. They're literally the favorite words, especially when they're angry or pissed off about something. Of course, it's nothing like out of this world for you to be pissed off at work, but they're always like, oh, das ist so bescheuert, or das ist scheiße, or when I hear them say it, it just sounds really funny. And the next thing that I noticed in Germany on the radio station is that Robbie Williams is actually one of their favorite artists, because they're always playing his songs every single time I switch on the radio. And it's actually quite nice because Robbie Williams is from England. I'm not too sure about what number I'm at the moment, but if you're looking at starting up a company here in Germany, this company has got to be accredited as a GmbH, which is GmbH in German, and the full meaning of GmbH is Gesellschaft mit beschränkter Haftung. And it's basically a company with limited liability or something. So if you want your business to be taken seriously, then you've got to be accredited as a GmbH or a GmbH. I'm already used to saying GmbH that I can't even say the letters correctly in English. I'm just bizarre. Germans love their holidays. If their holiday falls on a Thursday, then they are more likely to take Friday as a holiday as well, because I mean, what's the point of having a holiday on Thursday then going back to work on Friday? Might as well just have a very, very long weekend. So the next thing I've noticed here in Germany is something that I've recently done in the past. It's driving here in Germany, and I recently passed my theory test and my driving practical. I will leave the link of both videos somewhere up on the screen, so you guys can go check it out for tips on how you can pass first time. But apparently I found out that upon passing your driving practical exam, there is a probation period of 2 years just to make sure that you're on your best behavior. So this means you're not allowed to drink at all whilst driving, and you've just got to remain on your best behavior. If police officers should stop you along the way, you've got to be clean, prop, and just be on your best behavior, or else you're going to have your license taken away from you. The next thing I noticed here in Germany is the fact that people write at the end of their emails MFG, and this is the abbreviation of mit freundlichen Grüßen, which is equivalent to kind regards or cordialement in French, or best wishes. And I find it quite strange because, I mean, you've written a whole email and you just write MFG at the end. When I'm on the phone and I'm speaking with a client, I've always got to refer to myself as Frau and my surname. And I find it really bizarre because I've always been using my first name on the phone since forever. And here in Germany, I've got to refer to myself as Frau Schmidt. Everywhere I worked before coming to Germany, I've always used my first name on the phone when speaking with clients, but all of a sudden I've got to use Frau Tiwa on the phone, and it just sounds komisch, weird to my ears, because I never refer to myself as Mrs. Tiwa. I've noticed this whilst driving in Germany, and ever since my last situation trying to overtake a truck, I just literally gave up overtaking lorries. But I've noticed this on the streets whilst I'm driving. Once a car is about overtaking another car in front of it, the car in front decides to speed up. Do you get what I mean? And that I do not understand about Germans. I mean, if you're going to be driving slow in front of me and I want to overtake you, please let me overtake you. I do not want to have to compete with you on the road because my life is at stake. To be honest, I do not understand why some Germans do that. The next thing I've noticed is that Germans love tailgating each other, and I mean when they're driving so close to each other that there's no space between both cars. And it's really intimidating for me because I hate it when a car is right behind me and I've literally got no breathing space, if you get what I mean. And it's just quite intimidating, especially when I see the lights as well. There's some lights that I see on cars that just seem very intimidating. And what I just do is like change the angle of my interior mirror, not in order for me to just avoid looking at their car all the time. Especially if they've got a car that's got really high horsepower. When you come to Germany, just be on the lookout and know that Germans love their Spargel or Asparagus and potatoes, Kartoffel. They love asparagus and potatoes. You can give them potatoes and asparagus every single day of the week and they are not tired of it. And they literally eat asparagus every summer. It's like a delicacy for them, and yeah, do not be surprised if you keep seeing spargel every summer. During the holiday period, or should I say national holidays, make sure you stack your kitchen up with your shopping. You've got to do shopping before, of course, because once the holidays begin, God knows that you're going to starve at home if you haven't done any shopping, because all the supermarkets are closed down till the following working day. So do make sure that you do your shopping before national holidays, because you don't want to get starved and you don't want to die during the holidays when you're meant to be enjoying yourself. Because I remember something like that happened to me whilst I was in France in my first year. I think this was even a Sunday. I went out to buy some things and I realized that all the shops were closed, so I literally starved the whole Sunday till the following Monday. So keep out for that in Germany, because all the supermarkets are closed on Sundays as well as national holidays. So make sure you do your shopping on a Saturday or before the national holidays, because you don't want to starve to death like I just mentioned. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, as well as clicking on the notification bell so you can get notified as to when I upload videos. And if I missed anything out, please let me know in the description box down below. And until my next video, I'm wishing you all a wonderful day. Bye!